Haven't put out anything on the exposing Mark Niemczyk accounts for a little over a month. The last time was a November 25th video with some photos titled Mark Niemczyk returns to Las Vegas Strip to scam over the weekend. The reason I haven't been putting any new content out is not because nothing's going on, it's because there's too much going on. A lot of new developments. Put out a 55-second preview video, I called it, of a new video, not shot by me. It was filmed December 15th, 5:50 p.m. It shows Mark Niemczyk, son Mike Niemczyk, and his ex-girlfriend on the strip in their usual spot in front of Planet Hollywood, running their same old scam. The full video. Here it is.
Not shut, keep walking. Am I doing anything wrong? You're trespassing. Now. You're threatening me? No, I ain't threatening you. I'm promising you. I'm just asking you nicely to keep control of that dog. Who's talking? Are you threatening me? You're the one that starts. What is this? What? You're the one that starts. I don't start. You're the one. Y'all called me. That's why you're associated with kids. You call me gay slurs, homophobic slurs all the time. Look at yourself. What? So you're threatening me. What are you going to do if I don't? You get out of my face. You don't have no right to be here more than I do. Get out of my face. I live here. You better quit rolling that thing in front of me. What the fuck are you gonna do? I'm gonna call the cops. And they ain't gonna do shit. Why? Because you're here. Doesn't matter, you're trespass. That dog better not be an Earl sandwich. You are trespass, and that dog is a service dog. That you better take control of that dog. If that dog attacks my dogs, I'm going to do whatever it takes to defend my dogs. And you intimidate mine. I live right here. He's trespassing here. That guy is not a veteran. He's not disabled. He's out here making money. Where your I Hate Joe Biden signs at? Oh, you haven't put them out yet. You are trespassing here. Please have control of that dog before it kills somebody. You got me what? You got me? You're trespassed. You got it. No, I'm not stalking. I'm going to my house right now.
You need to tell Casey to stop stalking me. What?
And you're cussing at me? You're invading my space. Why don't you're not supposed to be on Planet Hollywood property. I would never hurt any animal. It's runs like dogs. No, I'm going over here to get my food, and then I'm going home, and I'm tired of getting harassed and called homophobic slurs. You're the one that keeps harassing. I'm not harassing nothing. That dog, when I bring my dogs by, that dog needs to be under control. Because that dog don't like you. Excuse me. I'm asking nicely. I'm asking nicely, dog. That dog's going to kill somebody. I'm asking you nicely. Go another way. I'm going this way because I have to go here and I go there. I live there. I pay taxes. I'm a regular, I'm a top tier player here. Y'all are trespassing here. You don't even need to be here. You are trespassing. More power to you. Just please have control of that dog. That's all I'm asking you nicely. Please have control of that dog. I'm asking you nicely, man. I'd like to squash it. I'd like to squash it. I'd like to just squash this, okay?
Okay, hold on.
Just squash. I don't want any trouble.
Wait. So you want to squash this, right?
Yes.
Between these two and you?
I have never had a problem anyway. I just want you to get control of that dog.
Then do me a favor.
Leave your dogs behind.
Michael,
I'm not leaving my dogs behind. I live right there. I pay plenty of taxes.
If you want this squash, let me talk to the van, please. If you walk your dogs, make sure they're unleashed by you.
Always.
And walk them over here, so in that way, she doesn't pull that.
All right. Well, she still don't need to be out here.
She is going to be going to obedience training, sir. I can assure you I've already made calls to put her into training.
I thought it was a service dog. I thought it was a service dog and it's already trained.
Okay.
I thought it was a service dog. That dog is not a service dog.
Training.
Look, just have control of the dog the best you can.
I will do
I don't
the best
want
that
any
I
trouble.
can.
Stop, please just stop calling me names and calling me homophobic slurs when I walk by.
Look.
I don't want any trouble. I just
Can
want
I
y'all to
say
hold on
something?
to that dog.
Can I say something? If you want them to stop, then you don't say nothing to them and you walk your
I
dogs
never
over
say nothing
here.
to them. I never
And
do
then
the
they
same.
won't bother
That's what
you.
I've done every time. Well, I hope they.
Michael, if you do not bother him and say anything to you, he will not say shit to you. Either one of you. Both y'all leave here the fuck
He
alone.
ain't gonna be able. They've done nothing but harass me ever since they moved over here.
Are you related to Cates? Jonathan Cates.
You were buddy with him because the two of you. The YouTube guy? Is that, I saw the YouTube videos all the way from North Carolina about what you're made about, and I have no respect for you whatsoever with the stolen valor.
Listen.
I knew that before the dog, but when you brought that dog trying to attack
He
my
is
dog,
not stolen valor. This one is not.
well, how about that one? He ain't stolen valor.
Neither is he. I've seen his DD-214, sir.
Well, look, I just don't want to
I have
trouble.
seen his
He
DD-214.
seemed to have to be the logical one here. Just please have control of
so
that
you want to
dog.
know who has stolen valor?
I don't care.
His name is Kevin Paradowski.
I don't care. Just please have control of that dog.
I will do my best.
Not only does the girlfriend, you have seen her in some previous videos.
This is what you call true love, guys. Many years together and lots of love. And nothing has changed, and we will be getting married soon. My husband and I are Republicans. Go Trump 2024. You don't like it? Delete us from your TikTok.
Not only does she deny that Mark Niemczyk has stolen valor, we see her using the turning the tables technique. Look over there, to distract. And like I've talked about in previous videos, scammers use this technique when they're confronted, when they're backed into a corner. Scammers or their supporters, like her in this case, when they have no possible defense, all they can do is turn the tables and, well, in this case, they're not accusing the person in the video of anything. He, by the way, says, quote, "I have no respect for you whatsoever with your stolen valor," which is something I think all Americans should agree on. And instead of fessing up and telling the truth right then and there, what does she do? She figures out a way to look over there, turn the tables on somebody else in this case, Kevin Paradowski, my friend, and a man who's deeply involved in this and has been victimized by the Niemczyks as much as anybody. And that's how shocking it is that they not only deny the truth about Niemczyk, but they tell a new lie, saying that Kevin Paradowski has stolen valor. I started this to tell the truth. And of course, she and the Niemczyks, their only defense is lies and trying to gaslight people and confuse them and turn the tables. So they want you to think, well, who knows what the truth is? You heard her in the video say, "I've seen his DD-214," talking about Mark Niemczyk. So she expects us to think, well, who knows what the truth is? She says one thing, people say something else. Everything's confused. People are making accusations all over the place. So how do we know what the truth is? Well, I guess we should just throw up our hands and give up. Well, I care about the truth, and I have a way that we can get to the truth. She did not want to give Kevin Paradowski a chance to defend himself, of course. But if we really want to know the truth, I know a way we can do it. Let's ask him. Mr. Kevin Paradowski, the man himself. How's it going, buddy?
Feeling good.
We seen the video just now. It was pretty shocking, wasn't it?
Well, yes, because ironically, that same day, hours after that accusation, we have me not that far away from them on another bridge, and this is on December 15th. Because I really do feel that every veteran should be taken care of for the sacrifices we made.
Absolutely.
But while I'm out there, me and my wife are being met by individuals that would tie into the claim that Mike Niemczyk's ex-girlfriend made, saying that I'm stolen valor.
You said that some people came up to you while you were there, right near where their scamming spot is, and out of the blue, they accused you of stolen valor. And to me, it's no big mystery why that would be. If the woman in the video accused you of stolen valor to the man filming, she must have told other people.
And she must have, because...
And that's why they...
Because during the 15 days, I was in that struggle that I shouldn't have been in. We need to understand what led me from the 15th to the 29th of December of 2023, dealing with my own struggles that I had to deal with, which all then, at the end, if we go back to November 10th, would understand about December 15th to 29th. So, I would like to let the public know that on December 15th till 29th only happened because of November 10th. And on November 10th, after living with the ex-girlfriend and financially supporting them with my own VA disability, that the ex-girlfriend, quote unquote, decided when she knew that I was exposing Mark Niemczyk for his dirty deeds after victimizing me, decided to go behind certain people's backs during an agreement we made a day or so before and utilize my disability with some other fabricated ways to get me out of the place, put me and my wife, my dogs, on the streets with no money. And why do I have no money on November 10th? It's because I had invested into the household that I was paying on with my own disability.
Let me stop you for a second so people can understand this. It's you back when we the time we first saw you in the July 22nd update video.
Yes.
You were like a bodyguard to Niemczyk.
That was the period of time that I was in belief of the statements Mark Niemczyk was saying that Jonathan Gates here was the enemy and was affecting his donations and all that kind of stuff. And let me just tell you real quick about Mark Niemczyk, okay, and his son. Okay, and the goons, they like to follow. The goons, they don't know as much shit as you would imagine. But Mark Niemczyk, I have determined, knows ways to do what I call the luring attempt. And that's what he did to me. He told me things that we as Americans, we as civilians, would recognize to be truth. And not only that, he got me convinced during that period, when I was in belief of his truths, that, these things were fact, no need to, be convinced to go anywhere else, the whole 9 yards.
And you trusted them. You were.
Oh, it was all believable. It was believable. It was all believable. It was very believable.
Because they're professional scam artists, sure. And you were vulnerable at that time. You were a little bit down on your luck, and you moved in with them basically.
Yes.
And you loaned them money.
The money that I was for my disability, because there were some things that they were saying they needed money for, and I helped them financially.
And they
But-
probably had no intention of paying you back, right?
No, I'm
So they've-
to somebody who's involved in this, which we call the mediator. I am starting to get some of my funds back, but they're not coming back quick enough or as much as they should be because of their set income issues that they have too.
So the situation is, they ripped you off. They kicked you out of the place that you
After I
considered
lived
your
there,
home.
after I
because
lived
they
there
let you stay there,
for
which,
about for at least 6 months.
which was so sudden and threw you into even more, a dire situation, which
Yes.
led you to be homeless for a bit. And on top of that, to add insult to injury, now when
December 15th. But
you
the reason why I need this public to hear why I, from the 15th of December of 2023 till 29th of December of 2023, you were on the streets because it revolves back to that November 10th. On November 10th, for 6 days, I was on the streets struggling. No money because I had already invested it into the household that I thought I was still going to be living in. And for a whole month, once I got off the streets after 6 days, thanks to a program that was given to me by a North Las Vegas police officer that turned out to be actually, for once, accurate, I still couldn't catch up, no matter which way you look at it in 30 days.
And a lot of vets find themselves in that situation.
I even tried, let me finish up. I
Yeah.
even tried the method of, rob Peter to pay Paul and hoping that everything would work out, which never did. Which then at the end affected me to pay my rent on time, and I had to leave and spend the 15 days like I did until I got my next disability check. And when we left and had to deal with it, comes across the video on the same day that I'm spending day one on in the elements. What Mike Niemczyk's ex-girlfriend decided to tell, I'm stolen valor.
Outrageous.
And that caused a turbulence throughout the days I was out there from the 15th to the 29th, because people were going, "You're not a real vet, you're disgusting, real vets don't do this, da 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 da."
They should be saying that to Niemczyk, not
Exactly. I'm trying to keep it simple. And one thing that I can tell you that stands out that I had to do is because I have my D214. I have proof I'm a disabled vet. I have my VA ID. Those same credentials that you ask Mike and Mark Niemczyk, especially Mark Niemczyk, he uses, like, for example, we also have VA ID if we're veterans. It's easy to get. And it's good to have it on us since we should be all affiliated ourselves to the VA hospital or the VA system. And as soon as you ask them for, can I see your VA ID or anything in relation to the VA that proves easily you're a veteran of some way, his exact words would be more of a foul disregard, hatred to the VA. The VA don't care about us. Like, he would just flip out.
So Mark Niemczyk, the notorious stolen valor con artist,
He would start bashing the VA.
right? And that's obviously just a tactic to make you think that he actually was a veteran. But on top of it, insulting the VA, which he has. I mean, it's just outrageous.
Times when I've asked,
Like, what right does he have? I mean, of all.
there was
But it's used to trick you. I mean,
no, there was then a point when I asked him for his DD214, and ironically, from other people that have spoken out, but also got cold feet, as we've determined through backtracking records that we have as working together, that the common excuse he used even with me was, my DD214 got burned. We can't get my DD214. It's hard to find my DD214.
And this is even more wild. Where did he say his DD214 and military records were kept, which was and the reason why he can't show them is because they were destroyed. Where was that?
The Pentagon.
The Pentagon.
He says,
when were they destroyed?
He said when the Pentagon got attacked, they got burned. They can't retrieve them.
9/11.
Yeah.
he's actually making Niemczyk actually made the claim that the reason you can't find my records is because they're destroyed. They were destroyed in the attack
Pentagon.
on the Pentagon on 9/11,
And when
which is ridiculous because number one, records aren't kept in the
No.
Pentagon. I mean,
And-
number two, the damage to the Pentagon wasn't
severe as
total,
he is,
I
he
mean,
dramatizes it.
yeah, and number
Like,
three,
ironically, the same spot where apparently the records are kept, especially like you said before, in the digital period of time.
number three, there would be computer backup of it, or he would keep them himself. And number four, most outrageous of all, we see another example of how he exploits the tragedy of 9/11 to further his own scheme.
Which he's well known for if you actually don't fall for his lies like I did, and actually go online and actually look up under the title Mark Niemczyk, or as he would put it, to keep it simpler and easier to direct, Mark Anthony Niemczyk. And there you see it, the post 9/11 charity scam, and everything affiliated with him, with Thomas Scalione, who is a known sex offender.
Convicted under
And
Reagan's law.
I want to bring up Thomas Scalione, known as a known sex offender, because if you go back in your videos that you've seen, that people should have seen, John, there's been a couple times that even Mike Niemczyk, going along with the scheme that played a huge role in how you lost your job at Walgreens.
That's
Okay?
right. And we
And-
heard the
and he-
same girlfriend of Mike Niemczyk
Yeah,
in an earlier video I posted. On YouTube, it's titled "Bombshell." It contains a clip from a November 2nd interview that I had with her, same woman in the video who's accusing you of stolen valor.
yes.
Is at that time she was leading us to believe that she had turned over a new leaf and was going against the Niemczyks and trying to get the truth out to me and the world.
And the ex-girlfriend, let me put it this way, that's how she rolls.
And she
Because
revealed,
I've noticed her to go back and forth, like the game ping pong. She's the ball. 1 minute, she's against the Niemczyks. Next minute, I need the Niemczyks. Against the Niemczyks. Need the Niemczyks. She's just doing this little
Ping pong.
routine.
and in that interview, she revealed and confirmed information that I had been hearing, that Niemczyk had, in his attempts to get me fired, to retaliate against me for telling the truth about him, had gone into the Walgreens and spread lies about me, including saying that I had committed a
Act
I don't even want to repeat it without getting it.
child endangerment of some
You
sort.
can watch that video, but
That's cleaned up. So I'm actually gonna go outside and smoke a cigarette. So
did you ever talk about trying to get me fired at Walgreens?
do what?
Justin's not very good.
Okay. I know Mark had brought that up a few times.
Did you show them a fake restraining order?
Showed a fake restraining order, said that you touched a 9-year-old girl's butt, and that's what got you fired.
You tell that too.
CJ, security guard over there.
Mark Niemczyk went into the Walgreens and made outrageous, disgusting accusations against me,
And everybody needs to hear this.
and along with other ones. there was a forged-
Since this incident that was accused of at Walgreens and lost his job.
And that's an
Okay.
example of turning the tables against me, the same way that they turned the tables against you. In
Listen
this
here.
video.
Heard that clip where it was on November 22nd, you hear Mike Niemczyk,
Of course I
touch the girl's butt.
Exactly.
You're a pedophile. You're a pedophile.
How can I forget?
That's a connection that you can look up online that shows Thomas Scalione, a registered sex offender, and the younger Mark Niemczyk.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm in.
So he's hanging out with actual pedophiles,
and then he's turning
and then
around.
trying to turn the tables against me with that BS allegation.
That's the only thing I can
He
feel.
has stolen valor, and he's trying to turn the tables against you, saying you have stolen valor.
As
and
well
it's
as
so-
calling you a pedophile.
It's so transparent.
Which there, but
It's
here's
so
the funny
freaking
part.
outrageous.
Here's the funny part. You're being called a pedophile. You're being accused of pedophile. But who is the younger Mark Niemczyk, pictured with, in his booking photo,
As I said from the beginning,
Thomas Scallione, a registered sex offender.
even all
So
the
if he wants to call anybody a pedophile, he's probably doing it because he wants to deny that he knows Thomas Scallione. He's referencing Thomas Scallione and using that information against Jonathan Cates
right.
and anybody else that he's already used that term for.
And even as far back as the very first confrontation, April 28th, the very or towards the end of that video, I call him out for that. You know, your partner. I'm calling him out for the 9/11 truck scam, and I also you know, because I was just learning about the scam at that time. But of course, an important detail that stood out to me that I called him out for then and there was, you know, who's Thomas Scalgione? Who's Thomas Scalgione? He was your partner. He went to prison, and he went to prison for child sex crimes.
Who's Thomas Scalgione?
Come on!
Who's Thomas Scalgione?
Come on!
Who's Thomas Scalgione? He was your
Come
partner.
on.
He was your partner. And he went to prison for child molestation, didn't he?
Come on!
But because of what the ex-girlfriend said, okay, on December 15th, and during that same day till 29th, I was on the other bridge about a block and a half south of their location. And I started having these people continuously, you know, not like we would say sometimes it'd be every hour, sometimes it'd be every 2 hours, it'd be a mix. It'd be one was for periods every hour, and then all of a sudden 4-hour gap, and somebody would either give me a snicker, accuse me, and even it put stress on my wife because she was luckily there with me during the time, and she had to step in. Funny part was that when I would give my proof, prove them wrong, which Mike and Mark cannot prove themselves, at any time they just make excuses. The same people that may have been around the ex-girlfriend, if not Mike and Mark, hearing the same shenanigans, those people that were accusing me of being disgusting, not a veteran, all that kind of stuff, all of a sudden, as soon as I start grabbing the paperwork, they just say, oh, I don't got time, and they bolt in the best way I could put it. I think they actually ran or anything like that. They just don't got time, you know, and that was basically it. However, what you guys need to understand is a person like me with mental health issues, okay, you guys need to understand the damages and the effects it put on me. The unneeded stress, the appetite suppressions that I had to endure just because of the stress, the fatigue, the frustration, things that if you were being accused and you knew it was a lie, but it was bringing this unwanted turbulence and drama and, you know, potential violence that you had to feel like you had to increase your defensive mechanisms that we all have, which is, you know, adrenaline and everything. They are not, and I mean what I mean they is the Niemczyks with the ex-girlfriend. They don't give a shit about you. All they care about as a victim of the Niemczyks for 3 months before I caught on, and I'll tell you how I caught on later. So they care about the money. If you actually donate to them, oh, you're their friend. They love you. They'll be nice to you. The moment you retaliate and expose them, oh, they either get aggressive.
You're a retard! You're a fucking retard!
And mind you, everybody, Pops,
Shove it up your ass!
this
Or else shove
motherfucker
it up
wants to
your
call me a
ass.
retard, right?
You're a fucking retard! Knock it off!
I don't have to, my legal rights.
This has nothing to do with him, and you fucking know it.
Legal rights.
Fuck the legal rights. This has nothing to do with him. This
You're
is about
a
Kate
scumbag.
and fucking Rios. So knock your shit off.
Assault, motherfucker.
You fucking Rios and fucking
Pop, stop.
what's
it.
his name?
Back up.
Cates! You're
Back
all
up.
pussies!
Stop it.
You want to assault me some more? I got it
You're all
recorded.
pussies.
Stop.
they start calling out names like they did it with Jonathan Gates. You're a pedophile, you're a pedophile.
No, you ain't on Fremont. Police! Yeah, you ain't on Fremont. Police! Fucking pedophile!
The truth is like kryptonite.
Yes, and the thing is when they're calling certain names, what are those names to you as a person? They are triggers. They're what a normal adult would react to because we have families out here. And if they hear pedophile and they got kids that they're responsible for, they're geared to where the fuck is that person?
Right.
You know, shit like that. And that's what they want you to do.
And they would think, well,
which in a sense they did to me, where they said so convincing things that even I couldn't even think about going on the internet and looking this up and finding it like everybody should. Okay? Because that's what they're good for. They're smooth talkers. They know how to keep you from finding out the truth.
Professional scam artists. It's not their first rodeo with this.
And look at how more of an example that they don't care, because look at the damage they did to me, a disabled veteran. The actual person who actually is a veteran, who could prove he's a veteran, who got abused in the military by my fellow Marines, and that's another story for later if y'all are interested in hearing about that. But again, I'm disabled. I have actual documented proof. They don't. And everything they're using, too, is a prop to draw you in. And it's working on those that are already victims. Okay, like it did to me. But the truth is, they don't care about you, and they don't care about who they hurt. They don't care if you even do the stupid move and try to attack me, where the police get involved and people get arrested, because they don't care. Luckily, no actual physical altercation happened because thanks to these threats and me being victimized time and time again, I developed a skill that isn't permanent, but it's enough that it does make a difference whether I go to jail, you go to jail, if we were to get into an altercation. Okay? The only thing you guys need to understand is that you need to understand the words. They don't care. And they will never care unless you show them the greed, the money. Because what do they do with their money that they're happy for? A small smidge. Or whatever they collect. It only goes to the necessities that you would hope that they're needing it for. And bills, food, toiletries. Only a smidge. Because as a victim and been seeing it for months, even when I left being the bodyguard of Mark Niemczyk, the people involved just not giving a care either because they're in the belief of the Niemczyks.
They put money
They put money over people. But they are using it for a habit that most people don't approve.
Or put drugs over people.
It's what it is. It's a drug that they're here. If you remember seeing me out there in the earlier months of 2023, like September or something, I had original sign that said, they take your donations for pills.
Exposed the fact.
Okay, and that is what Mike and Mark do with your money. And I have an August 20th text. It's not the greatest proof, but it's a proof enough. And on an old phone number that no longer Mike and Niemczyk has, he stupidly texted me using the reference, "You want me to rob a bank so I can then eventually, or do you want me to raid a pharmacy?" Because Mike Niemczyk's ex-girlfriend needed a fix, as we call it. That's the pills. Now you're going to wonder, well, what do you know about those pills? Well, let me tell you this. Their choice was always either Percocet, Xanax, or morphine. And they only were buying it not for its actual needs, because of the high they needed, because they were going through the withdrawals. And if you ever notice that before this gap where they're not around as much as they used to, their periods of when they would be out were never the same. But the days were consistent for the most part, the amount of time they'd be out there per week. Because they would only come out if they needed to, because they were running low on their fix. And that's why they would only be out. pulling these damn, signage to lure you in about Biden, use comedy in the way. The wheelchair, which is a problem, and trust me, if you go in his old photos or video clips, you see that Mark Niemczyk is standing there with no problem. But where's that wheelchair? It's not out. It's nowhere in the footage. Mark Niemczyk can walk, everybody.
Oh yeah, we've seen that. I made a video about
and I'm telling you,
Mark Niemczyk can
that
walk
video,
video.
and that video that Gates made, where it showed the pictures, they were taken by me as I was a couple days into being homeless and had to go and was calling in for recovery. And that day, Mark Niemczyk just waltzed on out, standing beside the building. His wheelchair is clearly in his apartment. And everybody that was in that apartment started coming out as I'm the only one out there who's on hold now with North Las Vegas police. And if you notice in the photo, there's Mike Niemczyk on the phone. Well, during the whole time I was on hold, proving with the picture that shows that Mark Niemczyk can walk, Mike Niemczyk is calling, telling the police that I have a weapon and I'm threatening to use it. But there's only me across the street, and there's how many bodies besides Mark Niemczyk out there acting like I'm a dangerous man? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm far from dangerous, even though I have the capabilities to defend myself and me. Prioritize me as dangerous, but I'm far from dangerous. Real danger is who y'all see in the photos. Brandon
Acosta, who we've seen in live videos.
Michael Rios,
from the beginning.
Michael Rios was standing behind
Right,
Mike Niemczyk's ex-girlfriend. You see Mark Niemczyk, you see Mike Niemczyk, and there's...
She's there too, same girlfriend that's in the video we're talking about. She was on the street corner in the...
and I also found out about this because the police did show up because Mike Niemczyk made it sound worse than what I was calling for. And that's how I also found out what Mike Niemczyk said, and I proved even to the police I had none of what I was being accused of.
And that's how they get away with it, by making those kind of false accusations. And we get into a whole lot of details, and we've got a whole lot of new stuff to say about this. But it gets to this point I've been saying, that, when it comes to Niemczyk, nothing is as it appears. It's almost always the exact opposite of what it appears. So, for example, he's in a wheelchair. He's disabled, right? No, he can walk just fine. Well, he has that sign that he's holding right in front of him most recently a lot, where it says, just outrageous, bold lie. 9/11, or volunteer firefighter from 9/11 trying to feed his family. Is that the truth? No, it's the exact opposite.
It's the
His family is only one guy, Mike Niemczyk, who's perfectly able-bodied and able to work. And they're not. He's trying to feed him, all right, trying to feed him Percocet and shit.
Hey, let me bring this up. Can I bring this up, please?
Go ahead.
So, if you guys ever see Mark Niemczyk wearing that vest with all the, logos of the
NYPD, FDNY.
Did you guys know that the judge, and thanks to Jonathan Cates validating everything with the more research you guys can easily do online with involving Mark Niemczyk? Mark Niemczyk was ordered to relinquish what he's wearing from what made national news, where he's in court with Thomas Scallione.
All of the items
obviously
associated with the
he didn't
fraud.
and obviously we have proof that he didn't give it all up because he's using a New Jersey scam.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And I
think that clearly he's bringing it here to Vegas, and he's been doing this to you guys as far as back as I learned, as early as 2016. So how many people since 2016, besides myself, have fallen victim, but also got smart like I did? It took me 3 months, and the only reason why I knew someone was messed up was because one thing you learn in the military, discipline. And I don't know if the best examples are all those clips that you look in his file on his platform. Example, what I noticed too, that I call discipline. Because I could have knocked people out when they confronted me and got aggressive like they did. But when I was in the Marine Corps, we were always taught observe before you react. So you look for the signs before you make the move. And you see in these videos that Gates has here posted on his platform, every time you confront Niemczyk, it's always an immediate reaction, immediate aggression. There's no questioning.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like the statement given to him.
He
don't question anything. He immediately, once you say, "We know who you are,"
final threats,
question,
insults.
insults.
Your name's not Mark Niemczyk, is it?
Huh?
Is your name Mark Niemczyk?
What are you doing?
I'm filming you because you're a fucking criminal.
Your mother's a criminal.
Stolen valor, also.
Oh, no.
Oh yes.
Actual violence, because we saw back in I think it was October.
It was October, like the end of October
5th. There's another anonymous man who was on the strip who filmed that. It's pinned on my TikTok. He calls out Niemczyk, and Niemczyk comes after him, screaming threats, screaming insults, and hits him with uses the I'm a 9/11 volunteer firefighter sign, trying to feed my family, to hit the guy with.
Exactly.
Fake Navy SEAL, Mark Niemczyk. This guy's an imposter. He don't run me over. Don't run me over, Mark. Come on, man. Don't run me over. You know you scam. Mark, you know you scammed them people out of $125. Mark, you know you scammed them. I'm not running, Mark. You fake Navy SEAL piece of shit.
It's outrageous.
If anything, that is a good example of no discipline, because all veterans, I'm sorry, and I may be a little bit off on this.
Well, he's wearing a gold Navy SEAL trident and a Vietnam veteran hat, and claiming to be a 9/11 volunteer firefighter. You know,
He likes to use, I was with the fire, I'm a first responder.
it's all BS.
They're using the firefighter logo, the police logos.
It's all fake.
It's all fake.
But
100%.
it's the big lie tactic. You tell a lie that's so outrageous, like claiming to have been a 9/11 volunteer firefighter, and to back it up, you've got heroes of 9/11 across the front of that. Ones that look very official, of course. It's just the front. So
It took me a minute for me
to be lying about that. Of course, it would never occur to somebody to think that it would be a lie. So the big lie that you never even think to question.
Hey, public, I got something for you.
What's that?
Everything I need to know about Islam or 9/11 is from, what was it said?
The back of his current vest, which is the exact same.
On
The front and back of his vest are actually
the same on his hoodie.
the graphics and the words that are printed on the front and back of that vest are the exact same.
But my
as
question
were on the shirts that he was fraudulently selling during the 9/11 truck scam.
And we're going to get to
And
this
it says,
part.
everything I need to know about Islam, I learned on 9/11, which is anti-Muslim hate speech, obviously, trying to slander them all, slander all Muslims as a terrorist, essentially. And you know he's a racist because you've heard him say many things we can get into. That's his thing too.
He would always like to deny he's racist, but anti-Islam.
Yeah, of course.
Wouldn't you consider that racist?
Absolutely.
A form of racism?
I said that from the start, that's outrageous anti-Muslim bigotry, especially considering that Muslims have always, Muslim Americans.
Why do you think he put it in the back and he's always got his back against the rest?
Well, for example,
I think it's because he recognizes
that it's too hot to handle anymore? Or?
No, he recognizes one thing. And I bet you he recognizes it. He says he's not racist, but then he dawns in his fucking head. Oh, I got a racial type slang, anti-Islam, type, message on my back. And that's why he would sit back and let you see the front.
There is one time, actually, and it's in the July 22nd update video with you, where he actually does have it. It's the middle of summer, obviously, July 22nd. He actually has the vest it's hanging on the back of the wheelchair, and we can clearly see that back of the vest.
One time that
It's the only time that I can.
It's the only time you had it out, and then
that.
ever since, it's always covered up by something. He leans back on a damn chair.
That's right.
It's always covered, but you see the front. The same logos and all the publicity, type, tactics he's using to get you to donate so that they can keep their habit going.
And of course, he wasn't always using the wheelchair as a prop to scam. And we saw him in my playlists, a video that was shot by a filmmaker in Washington, D.C., shooting this anti-Islam rally that Niemczyk and Terry Jones, Niemczyk and his partner Scalgione, and their accomplice Terry Jones, the pastor of hate, who was burning Qurans.
This is the best of what America is. What I'm looking at today is people who love this country. Right, that has a T-shirt that says everything I ever needed to know about Islam I learned on 9/11. Yes, step up here if you would, please, my friend. Step on up.
Here, I like that T-shirt. Did you make that yourself?
Yes, we designed it, and here's the front.
Okay, the 10th anniversary. Never forget. Police. Are you from New York? I see you.
I was there on 9/11.
What'd you say?
I was there on 9/11.
You were there. You were at the ground zero on 9/11.
Affirmative.
Were you a part of the first responders, or what? What were you doing there? Bless your heart. What were some of the thoughts that went through your mind on that day?
I can't put it into words.
Kill the infidel if he does not convert to Islam, sir. That is their creed.
How many Americans have been killed for not converting to Islam? Tell me how many.
And I've gotten into that a lot, and I'm going to get in more to it. Anyway, in my playlist, we see Niemczyk wearing that shirt. So my point is that it was meant to be seen originally. That and he's holding it up
because think about
and, saying to this interviewer, this is the shirt. Everything I need to know about Islam I learned in 9/11, and he's talking about it.
And if you go back through all your videos, that's the only time you see it clearly.
Right, so he didn't always mean to hide it on the back of the.
No, but think about
it was
ever
meant
since
to be seen.
Ever since every other video is made, you barely, if not at all, see that bag. It's on his white hoodie.
Right.
Here on his vest. The things that he was supposed to surrender when he got busted in New Jersey, that clearly he did not surrender, had brought as part of his plans to continue to scam that he needs to continue for the wrongful reasons that he's been doing since as far back as we know, 2016, unless somebody else take it from him. It goes even further than 2016. Because right now, he's created, obviously, enough victims, like myself, and all the issues to come with it, that if the police don't want to react right away, if Arcadia, where he was wrongfully fired, don't want to react right away to get this out there.
Arcadia security is neck deep in this.
Planet Hollywood security wants to sit there and act in a similar format, and bring more pressure to Kate's like there is in the video, okay? These are the tactics that Mark Niemczyk and Mike Niemczyk are looking to get an advantage of.
Now, speaking of Planet Hollywood, we can confirm now that he has been trespassed from Planet Hollywood. So have I, essentially, unfairly, and that's all related to the
videos that were
November 22nd.
Videos that we've collected for you guys.
And if you watch that video, there's no justification for trespassing me from Planet Hollywood. I was backing up while Mike Niemczyk had pepper spray in my face, and Acosta and Mark Niemczyk are coming at me and basically threatening me. Brandon Acosta rips my "Beware of Mark Niemczyk" sign off my back. So, but when I'm still on the sidewalk, but I guess technically they want to say that's Planet Hollywood property. So because I'm trying to back up from violent, screaming, insane scam artists who are wielding pepper spray in my face. Somehow I'm the bad guy and I need to be trespassing in Hollywood when I didn't even go in there.
And we can all tie a lot of this extra footage that it all ties to Mark Niemczyk because I was a victim of him for 3 months. And being a victim of Mark Niemczyk for 3 months, I saw enough to tell you guys what you need to know. And the most funny, it's funny to me. It's absolutely funny. Is that
not funny, haha, probably.
No, but it's a sarcastic funny. That on my devices that I still own, they contain all the raw, unedited footage, text messages, you name it. Things that even the courts would accept as evidence in the courtroom. Yet alone, they still want to do what they're doing. And even, it's mind-boggling to see even Metropolitan Police do what they're doing in some of these videos.
Right. Taking his side, essentially.
More or less taking his side. Which I always been asking the question, and yes, if Metropolitan...
They know who he is.
No,
we can confirm.
No, we need Metropolitan to know this. And we're doing this in the most respectful way. We need an answer, and we need you to be honest with us. We are supposed to respect you, right? As Metropolitan, as the police, they wear the badge.
Right.
The badge that symbolizes not only they know the law, but they know how to uphold the law. So we got footages that, like you said, show that they're in the same side as Mark Niemczyk, which is not right.
Consistently.
Yes, and my thing is that even there's other videos where I was witness to these issues that came on, that got recorded on his end, and I can't just get out of my head. On clip 4, part 4 of November 22nd, where the officer there clearly says, we looked at the footage from Planet Hollywood.
Right.
And we saw that you assaulted him first.
Yeah.
But yet alone, none of you...
And they said, like, oh, well, if they wanted to press charges against you, talking about me, they could. And I'm like, what? I just went through it.
Yes.
I've got it on video. And you're gaslighting me, telling me I'm crazy. It didn't happen.
But here's what, and I'll tell you on November 22nd, here's what
to accuse me, or to suggest that I...
Let me explain to the public what they need to know. On November 22nd, an outside source told us Mike and Mark were at it again in front of Planet Hollywood. We, without even premeditating, we reacted. We said, let's get them, wherever they're at. Make sure that we have a setup plan to give you more accurate footage and more proof of what Mike and Mark Niemczyk's, plans are and their actions and everything. So on that particular day, and this is kind of funny, I walked right past them and they didn't even see me. That's how blind they are and how determined on scamming you are that they wouldn't even recognize me, who they're trying to stop too. So I get up on top of the bridge right there, and that takes you all the way from Planet Hollywood all the way to Cosmopolitan.
The pedestrian bridge.
The pedestrian bridge.
That's
so I'm standing on top.
Where they scam.
And I'm standing on top. Okay? And this particular day, my phone didn't do a little glitch. I don't know why. Maybe I hit the wrong button. But here's the best part, so you're gonna need to hear. There comes John, as you see, where there's a still photo of him standing, hands in pocket, and within about 15, 20 feet of them. It was from that moment, John didn't even assault them first.
Didn't even say anything.
And there was witnesses, okay? They were seeing this all go down. John is just standing with his hands in his pocket, got the signed laptop in the front. And the laptop is actually got the camera on so people would know you're being recorded.
Yeah, and I want them to see the screen, which is being recorded, to kind of freak them out a little, to know you're on camera.
And this is why I know we need some answers from Metropolitan on this one.
I had a second camera also.
Yeah,
That's why.
So,
one of my
anyways,
videos has
the whole time
spliced together.
Mike Niemczyk is making the scene with Brandon, and then there's Mark Niemczyk, and there's all three guys, and they're bum rushing Kate's.
Basically.
And Mike Niemczyk is yelling. That's when you get the parts of the clips and that footage where he's like, "You're a pedophile touching a girl's ass."
Over and over.
Screaming. And then, if you go on that clip,
try to intimidate me.
If you go on the clip,
drive me away.
I was there, and there were people witnessing this go down as I'm on top. And police do come, and then that's where you get the footage where the police said, "Oh," and we're being clip 4. "Oh, we, Planet Hollywood saw the footage. He assaulted." What you don't know is what his witness is Jonathan Katesky's back and yelling for, as you see in the footages, which are 4 parts, he's yelling for the police. But look at what Mike Niemczyk is doing. What is Mark Niemczyk doing? This is where how I busted him or start catching on. Now, you know the rest if you see the clip. The best part is that when they finally noticed that I was on top, and this is the best part, he see me and Mike Niemczyk goes, "Kevin Paradowski."
Yeah, you can hear that in the video.
And then I'm on top of the bridge going, okay. Him and Brandon start coming up trying to attack me. And that's when I whipped out my folder that had my D214, proof of my disability. Okay? Basically, in other words, you can't attack me. I'm disabled, using that tactic. Everybody should know. You don't put your hands on somebody who's disabled. And as soon as I whipped it out, you see Brandon and Mike, because I already got them frozen. Mike Niemczyk whips out his phone in defense for his actions that he's now being busted for and installed in, while later on talking to the police trying to use some not so threatening or evidential videos of me. He whips out his camera and goes, "Kevin Paradowski, dishonorably discharged veteran, he burned the American flag."
Right. And you
haven't heard this before. But then guess what? This is what happened next.
Another example.
There was there was actually
accusing you of flag burning.
Yeah, and then but listen here, public. Here's where it gets funny. Mark Niemczyk was so blind to the actual yellow coats, I think they were, the ones that worked the security for the area Planet Hollywood on the outside.
LVMPD with the yellow.
No, it's security. They're not police officers.
The security guards at Planet Hollywood with those yellow shirts. Yeah,
we were there when Mike Niemczyk with the camera and said, "Dishonestly discharged veteran, burned the American flag." I opened my folder and I'm like, really? I'm a dishonorably discharged. What discharge does show my D214? It's a VAID. And I had proof, and I remember those 2 security guards goes,
"No, those were police. The ones that went up the escalator with the yellow shirts."
No, there was other ones, but they were security. They were similar to them.
The ones that went up the escalator to meet you?
Oh, that was the police, but there was already 2 security guards.
And by the way,
they looked right at Mark Niemczyk as he went down the escalator, and they gave that disgust look like, "That's and they said exactly word for word, "That is fucked up."
About who?
Mike Niemczyk doing when he yelled on the bridge. When I had the proof that says, it shows I'm a real vet, was never dishonorably discharged. Matter of fact, I was generally under honorable discharge.
So the police said that what was fucked up about
the security guard said it was really crazy when Mike Niemczyk was on his phone, records and goes, "Kevin Paradowski dishonorably discharged and burned the American flag." But I whipped out my folder. Whereas my D214, a copy of my award letter, and also my VAID with the quote that I use, "Mental health, it's no joke." That's when the security guards were glanced at Mark and Brandon going down the escalator and says, "That's fucked up." Because that's what I did. That's what I showed even to the police. Get alone. We have the police in numerous videos showing more defending the Niemczyks than anybody else like me.
Right.
And yes, and then my question to Metro is this. Do you really not know who the Niemczyks are? or do you choose not to know who the Niemczyks are?
It's pretty clear from their reactions and things they say in that video and others that they do know exactly who he is. And I have definitely told many of them directly all about him, and they know.
They show the signs that they know stuff, but now they're showing what we would interpret.
They all know.
And trying to figure out how to get out of this mess. They're showing the signs that they're catching on. We're looking bad. How do we fix
There's
ourselves?
so much we should talk.
There's so much talk. It's kind of funny how this video was supposed to focus on from the clip.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about the December 15th video. But there's just so much that we
The fact is, from a real victim, there's so much more that needs to be told. And I have a lot of it. And I can validate a lot of things too, because within a period of time after I stopped hanging out with Mark, I was with another person who now gave me more information, about Mark. However, it wasn't really more in depth of everything that I need to know and he needed to know until after the video where I'm yelling at you and screaming my ass off. And then we finally met, and you kept your word, because there were a couple things you did make a mistake on and you didn't understand, even though you had a good defense on those actions, but you also had the crowd reminding you, parental consent and all that kind of stuff. You showed that you were more.
You're talking about the
original when you exposing Ken Paradowski, because what you admitted to me that was supposed to be a calling card and it worked, but it also didn't work because it kind of almost created a problem for you.
And we can get into all that later. But
either way, the fact is,
there's a lot to get into there.
What Mike and Mark Niemczyk were doing, they're pitting Case as the enemy, when Case never was the enemy. And I was about to make a fool of myself like other people almost did on the 15th to the 29th when I was trying to make ends meet. I couldn't get caught up in time with my disability funds that I was living on that put me on the streets. This is Mike and Mark Niemczyk. And anybody that they can get convinced to back them up, those are the goons that are stupid to believe in the lies, the cheatings and stealing ways that ultimately go in their pocket, not their pocket. And unless they are giving them a piece of something that gives them a sense of control.
That's right. And let me say this. Mark Niemczyk is a fake veteran, a fake patriot also. And we see this American flag that they've put up, with their whole scamming setup of the with the political signs and that stupid skeleton in the chair, and they've got that American flag on the corner. And to me,
they're all props. That's all it is. It's all props because they don't understand the meaning.
And that's
anything.
What an insult! What an insult to all Americans, to the flag itself, and to veterans who served and made the ultimate sacrifice for this nation. To have that flag, and
what it represents,
and they're just laughing at the suckers who give them money. It's like, they think we're patriots, and they got that. So,
in a sense, basically,
but I bring it up because the other big lie that you just mentioned was that Mike Niemczyk at the top of the pedestrian bridge accused you of flag burning. Kevin, have you ever burned an American flag?
Never.
Would you ever?
If there's anything for the burning of the flag, it's the traditional way we all know, which I learned when I was in the American Legion. It's called a flag burning ceremony to retire the flag.
Sure, of course.
That would be the only time
so
I'd burn the American flag.
To dispose of a flag when it's tattered or
it falls on the
otherwise
usually how it works if it falls on the ground.
Somehow damaged.
If it falls on the ground, a lot of times you're supposed to honorably do the traditional ways of folding, and then
the official recognized way to dispose of a flag is to burn it in a proper ceremony.
There you go.
But of course,
I get chills when I think about that because, it's a blessing when we can show respect to our nation in a way that even what you would call cloth, but the cloth means more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a symbol of what we uphold and we believe in, and what makes America one of what we call the greatest countries in the world.
Absolutely. And we're both in this for patriotic reasons. Because what Mark Niemczyk is spitting on the flag, is in a way worse than burning an American flag. Even though we can get into the reasons,
The whole focus is right now.
Obviously, it's freedom of speech, and some people have burned the flag as a form of protest, and they can say that, well, we're not really restricting the flag; we're using it as a symbol to show things. But I would never do
anything on all that until later. Unless you guys get involved,
I would never do anything to dishonor our country's flag.
Neither would I.
Of course not. So for Mike in that moment to accuse you of a dishonorable discharge
and like I
burning
said,
the flag,
showing you, we might even pop it up
just
here
outrageous.
and show you
Just
some
outrageous.
things edited out for identification reasons.
The most
we'll pop out my D214 and you'll see general honorable discharge, that kind of stuff. So
for the most disgusting, unpatriotic monsters with just no sense of right and wrong, who don't give a damn about the military, who don't give a damn about what this country stands for.
They don't give a
damn. Go up there and accuse you of burning the American flag. For Mike effing Niemczyk to claim to be a patriot. I mean, come on.
Let me keep it simple. Mike and Mark Niemczyk only care about the victims they're able to get. If you don't fall victim to him, you're his enemy. He don't care about you at the end of the day.
Doesn't care about people.
Neither does Mike Niemczyk.
Doesn't care about America. Doesn't care about anything except getting money, cheating people, lie, cheat, steal, get that money so you can get your next fix of Percocet or God knows what drugs he buys on the street, and then gets other people hooked on so that he can use them to
validated
get it to keep the scam going.
More or less control as the term we could use, or I can even say from witnessing and being victim too. It's about control. It's about
manipulating people.
It's nothing more.
Enslaving them, brainwashing them, using them, exploiting them.
The typical tactic they're using with all their props is what you got to understand. Lure tactic. A few places, and we can say car dealerships are known for that. When they want you to come and check out a car and buy a car, they'll tell you, they'll advertise, you get it for this price, but then all of a sudden you get there and everything's looking good, and all of a sudden these extra numbers start coming in. Maybe not the same concept, but the term means the same.
I would say that Niemczyk's kind of scamming is, light years worse than even the worst crooked used car dealer.
Well,
but everybody's had an experience with maybe a used car dealer at some point in their lives, maybe where they, got burned by a used car dealer.
Here's what I need.
Which is why used car dealers have a bad reputation.
Here's what I need to give the public to understand.
They're not all like
everything that you see them bring. If they're still doing it somewhere else today, it's all to lure you in, make you feel happy, feel giving in a way, because these are what they like to do. They know people don't like biting, for example, so they throw some good adult humor into it. That we
like biting, by the way. Most Americans, I would say.
We live in a world of 50-50. You're going to have those that support Biden and those that don't.
We can get into politics. I think Biden has done a lot of good.
Let me finish what I got to tell the public that they need to know. Here's what it comes down to. The signs, it fits for people that are that not only are Trump supporters or Biden haters. It's the factor of how he puts the comedic side and his political side that you can relate to. The wheelchair, for example, he lures you in because people are more sympathetic to people that are in a wheelchair, for the most part. He uses his age as a tight example to the wheelchair. He uses some medical conditions that he does have to help him in the matter. He uses the Vietnam veteran,
so he's got
because he understands the history like I do, where they were called. What would you say that you knew Vietnam veterans known for a while, where they got the disrespect for a period of time?
Oh well, of course. In the Vietnam War era, when not only members of the military who had served in Vietnam came home, but anybody in a uniform, maybe, because the Vietnam War was so unpopular in American society, all the military, faced kind of criticism from the public, calling them, baby killers, for example, and it was a very difficult time in our history. But those veterans served, and
later on,
obviously the Vietnam War was had a lot of problems with it, but they were disrespected.
Let me just say this real quick, so I can get the crowd, not so like.
There's just so much. The
factor is, that a lot of Vietnam veterans got disrespected for a period of time before they got recognized. So that's what he's using, the Vietnam, veteran hat with also Navy SEAL, because everybody respects those, like the recon in the Marine Corps, Navy SEALs in the Navy, Green Berets in the Army, because we are the top of the top. He knows what he's using. He's using it because somewhere, some way, in all these different areas that he's got, which are all props, he's going to trigger you to want to be a giving person, feel sorry, feel, sympathetic. Okay? This is Mark Niemczyk with the help of his son, Mike Niemczyk.
And he's got all his bases covered.
He does.
If somebody's interested in the Vietnam veteran side of it, for example, he's got them. If somebody's more interested in the political side of it and they're Trump supporter, he's got those people. If somebody's more interested in the 9/11 firefighter claim, he's got those people.
He's got those people. He's got the wheelchair.
A lot of people have friends and relatives who are, disabled, and everybody should have sympathy for disabled people, of course.
You're right.
It's not really disabled.
But I'm legit.
But it makes you feel sorry for them. So he's got those people who are like, oh, the poor old disabled guy who can't afford to feed his family. He's got those people. He's got all his bases covered. So the scam is very sophisticated.
But the problem that they don't realize is that those they victimize, they think that they're secured. That's the problem that they have. They think that they are secured, which is a form of pride. I ain't gonna get caught. I ain't gonna go to jail. Sounds like other people. That's what gets them busted. Exactly how in 3 months' time, I was able to break away from being his bodyguard. Because, yes, he may talk like he's military. He may act like he knows. He is very smart, very humble. His body language is where I caught on, and then things started to unravel the way it did.
That's right.
He creates the unraveling that makes people like us, who are victims, have to do what we do to get more of the public aware. And then, well, what happens afterwards?
Throws you out like a piece of trash.
No, we get treated more like the bad guys when we're not the bad guys.
Right. What does he do? Yeah.
Look at disabled veterans, like me, are getting treated with more disrespect than we should. I'm a real vet. We got people that are hardworking civilians losing their jobs when they catch on to this and feel the same way of what needs to be done that almost nobody seems to want to do in the level authority field. Stop him, hold him accountable, because all he's doing is he's having a fun time with this. And I bet you right now, at this moment, he may not be out now, but he's probably in his place right now, and I can put a more solid on this one. And they're trying to figure out either one or two things. Where's the next place they can go? Or how the hell to get out of here because they're realizing too many people, even upon this video, are catching on. And we are not going to give up on this matter until we know that what happened in New Jersey has to happen everywhere he goes.
Right.
Because why did he leave New Jersey? It's because he got busted in New Jersey.
And he didn't get away with it there, and there's no reason he should get away with it here. He's doing a version of the exact same scam.
And it's only we can say it's a version because he's using a prop from the post 9/11 scam, which he was supposed to surrender.
He's using the same shirts
in Vegas.
He's using the same shirts.
And that's where he's also playing with
they
that
was
one.
told not to wear were part of that scam.
Everybody looks at the 9/11 scam he's known for. I mean, national news. The
9/11 dress.
Uniform he's wearing.
Exactly.
Here in Vegas. And that's how another proof shows how stupid somebody like him can be. Even the littlest details eventually get caught. And today, Las Vegas has literally been blinded by if they had just gone on the internet like I should have 3 months before. Okay?
And Google
and see the same exact stuff that he's wearing today. And he brought it from New Jersey to here. And he's been doing it as far back as 2016.
Exactly.
I've heard.
That's our confirmed information, that when he was convicted 2014 in New Jersey for the 9/11 truck scam, appears to have spent a year or so in Pennsylvania and came to Vegas almost certainly 2016, if not 2016, late 2015. But there's so much.
There's so much.
And it's all designed to gain Mark Niemczyk is a professional.
Power is what their motto is, and they don't care about the people.
Mark Niemczyk is a professional con artist, a con man. And what does the con?
He's professional until you catch on the
signs. How does he do it? What does the con in con artist? What is that short for? Confidence. What do they do first? They have to gain your confidence. And what would give any red-blooded American more confidence in a person to trust them than if they say, Vietnam veteran, Navy SEAL, 9/11 firefighter, Mr. Patriotic. So he gains your confidence before he viciously rips you off because he has no shame.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
we haven't even gotten into what we started talking about, which is the December 15th video.
No, we brought a lot based off the December 15th. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already spent an hour and 13 minutes, ranting, raving, showing all this energy that we need you to know, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, if this video seems to get too complex for you all, maybe down the road we'll make it, throughout this period, we're gonna work on it and make it simpler. But if you ever see me on Fremont, the Strip, Helen Henderson, maybe I'll be in Summerlin one day, maybe I'll be near Blue Diamond, maybe the Chinatown district. There's a lot of areas I'd be because I live here in Vegas. You see me. I carry this phone with me that I received from the VA when I was at US Vets. This phone has the most amount of evidence to back up a lot of what we talked about today.
Don't lose it.
Not going to be losing this phone, especially, disclaimer, if anybody that knows Mark Niemczyk, works for Mark Niemczyk, wants to still support Mark Niemczyk, and you want to try and steal this little device, ladies and gentlemen, it's an iPhone. And as far as I was understood, that recently passed, you steal this sucker, it's a felony.
So we should probably get that stuff backed up somehow.
But no. The funny part is, besides what I said about iPhone, but it's my own version of disclaimer. and unless somebody can prove me wrong that they've reversed it or never existed, I have all the evidence here. I have some new evidence in this device. But you can always stop me and ask me, hey, we saw you. We got a couple questions of our own. If you can show us proof, I'd be gladly to. And if you're still confused on anything.
Yeah, we got nothing to hide and we got everything to show. We got everything we say, we can back up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it here because we've done now almost an hour and 20 minutes. But I hope you guys understand the whole concept of this video and what we were able to put in here for you all to see that as proof and, just evidence, okay? But we're not done yet. The only time we're
just getting started.
Well, no, we're not. We've been started a long time ago. We're just trying to simplify everything that's been documented and make it more understandable. But we are not going to give up unless every victim stands up, starting from today when this video gets posted, where you're not alone, and we'll support you. And if we have to, we will take legal type actions of every variance till we get this stopped. Get Mike and Mark Niemczyk in court. And that's what we want to do, just like they did in New Jersey.
Right.
We want them held accountable.
And we want people to know. Correct. Even back in the April 28th video, I remember, I was calling out to some bystanders who were probably didn't know what exactly was going on. But I was talking to Mark, and I said, I was telling them, who he was, what he did, and all that. And I said, you see, Mark, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell everybody until everybody knows.
What do you think?
And I'm going to keep telling everybody until everybody knows.
The only way we're going to stop until Lady Justice tells us to stop. It only starts and stops. Hey, everything's fine. Everything that starts has to come to an end. And we will end this kind of stuff once we know justice has been served and correctly to Mike and Mark Niemczyk.
That's right. Hell yeah. And like I said, we started this we're going to talk about this new December 15th video, and we will. One thing, and we were going to hit that outrageous accusation about saying that you have stolen valor. And I just wanted to say one other thing that occurred to me. I mean, in a way, you're in good company because they accused Don Shipley of stolen valor. Remember? They accused Don Shipley of stolen valor the same way they're accusing you. So in a way, you're in good company because everybody they accuse of stolen valor is, I mean, you're in the same class as Don Shipley. Congratulations. You've been, But I will get into all that December 15th stuff for sure.
We will definitely get into December 15th stuff a little more in detail, even though we were brief on it.
That's an important video. And it's the most recent that we have.
However, a lot did get done, and we didn't prepare for this, kind of lengthy clip.
Yeah, and like I said, we've been so busy doing stuff in the real world that we haven't really had time to get it out on the public-facing side of the exposing Mark Niemczyk accounts. But that's not because it's not important to inform the public, because this is a citizen journalism endeavor, and it's very important to present the evidence to the public. Unfortunately, we've been so busy doing the stuff in real life that we can't give it to the public the way it should be. But we need to.
We hope we can get you guys to understand.
We're going to fill you in.
So, again, now it's going on almost an hour time. We need to give these people a chance to
We're at the hour and 20-minute mark.
Yeah,
almost.
so here's what we're going to do. We're going to end this
feed. Should we
feed.
Post this, or?
We're going to end this
Why
feed.
not?
It's definitely going to be edited. I mean, as long as it's been.
I would say put it out unedited. What the hell?
Well, not everybody has an hour and 20 minutes, you know.
Oh, some of my followers will be very interested to see a whole hour and 20 minutes.
Listen, some
I think they would like 2 hours.
You said some do.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't say all do. So
well,
we
they can watch it or not.
So we gotta, you know, work on this video or this recording, which is for some we'll have this unedited for you to see. Others, we're going to make sure that it's a more simplistic, you know, way of understanding what we were getting at and what you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could talk about this till the cows come home.
Oh,
but
trust me, months, almost a year now that we've been in on this. Yes.
How to make sense of it to the people who are on the outside is what I've always been trying to do, and that's the challenge. But, you know, I put so much out already. Now would be the time to kind of maybe go back and, if you're interested in this story at all, put so much out on different platforms, and YouTube is
use it as reference.
YouTube's the main, most complete and most organized platform for exposing Mark Niemczyk, because, like I said, TikTok is very sensitive and has taken down quite a few videos because of threats and language and bullying, harassment by them more than
not to
on the videos.
Not to lengthen this, okay? But we really should add some other stuff that have yet to be put on here that we haven't figured out yet how to put on the platforms between me and Kate's here. And this could be a good time to just, you know, take everything I have, give it to you, since you got your editing, you know, capabilities here, and you can make another video, and, you know, you title it, you know, these are the unedited, you know, evidence that validate what we couldn't put in so far because we couldn't figure out, you know, how to incorporate it to be understood.
Oh yeah, we'll get your stuff out there too after we processed.
We're gonna end this today. And today's date is Sunday, January 7th, 2024. And the time on deck is 4:36 in the afternoon, Vegas time. And we are going to end it here. And we hope we made a huge dent into helping you guys understand Mike and Mark Niemczyk and those that were already involved. And me as a real veteran, real disabled veteran, and a real victim, you know, I have brought to you today that Jonathan here couldn't get because all he could get was what was on the outside.
Right.
And I was able to give you guys hopefully enough on the inside.
Yeah.
There's so much more. There's so much more.
The full story.
There's so much more going on.
Told with you. I mean,
yes. There's so much going on because as a victim who is
you were on the
not going to give up, just like he's not going to give up.
You had a front row seat.
And I've already clarified, you know, Metropolitan. I've already clarified, you know, Arcadia. I've already clarified the security over at.
You know a lot of the details that were behind the scenes. Yeah.
You know, I've already made clear Mark Niemczyk's goons or supporters. I've even called them out. And the only way, again, this is going to stop is once we are in the courthouse and Lady Justice does her job, which we know she would do her job very well. And again, it's the same way that they got busted in New Jersey. So at the end of the day,
sounds good.
That's all I got for right now.
All right. We'll see you later. Exposing Mark Niemczyk.